Okay, oh, polite, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good for him though, bro. All that shit he was talking, I remember, I remember, bro.
I know he think about. I know he had to think about it at least one time sitting in jail for that. I know he had to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I, I, I think my mic muted. No.
no, you good. Your mic muted on your screen for
Okay.
right now. Yeah, for right now.
Okay.
Sound like I had like a little static, but we can get it started though.
Come on. Yeah.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Radash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. Should I say, as the apostle been saying, to the 144,000 out there, man.
Right.
And to all y'all, who believe on his word, who are of the elect as well. But nevertheless, we're back with another Thursday live. Want to, just touch on a few things that's been in the news lately. You see, in which, hey man, everything is ready, and that's been like the theme for the past couple of weeks in the mouth for the prophets, man. Everything is ready. It's here, but it's excited.
Right.
We're looking forward to lockdowns, and we know the lights might go off soon. The economy gonna crash. We're looking forward to hard times. Because we know we need this to happen in order for us to even get close to our kingdom, man. We need all this to happen. So we are in exciting times. Now, man, a brother got a couple of things that you see in the title. It says something is about to happen. And again, right, because it's ready now. And I got these two vids. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. Okay, so I got these two vids I'm going to go ahead and play. Right now, going back to the title, it says something is about to happen. A cashless society and CBDC is coming. Now, hitting on the first part of it, it says something is about to happen, man, which, again, we are in those times. Because think about it, the Lord, everything that we waiting on to happen, the Lord have been displaying that in real life time in the earth. The so-called white man been getting exposed, right? His plans been put on the forefront. These nations are gearing up for World War III. He gonna mention a little bit of World War III here in this video as well, right? They got their as the brother been going to their 2030 agenda, right? Certain plans, and the MOTB, but these things are close. It's here. Now we know even hitting on the so-called lockdowns, they've been talking about as well, CV coming back, which is going to be probably a worse disease, like Bill Gates said a couple months ago. If you thought CV was bad, wait till you see this one, right? And that's from the mouth of Bill Gates himself. Wait till you see this one then, man. Now, again, we know as America do and how, and he gonna mention specifically America in this video right here. Because, usually I will do a lesson there, talk about, countries, overseas, certain places overseas that things are happening. But now what he about to speak on, they have it written in the books that America is next. America is next. And that's why it's good for us to pay attention to these things. Because again, it's going to happen quickly. It's going to be suddenly, man. As a matter of fact, let me get a quick scripture. And if you got some, Mark, but it's going to happen suddenly, man. So this is the warning right now. What we talk about on a daily, this is the warning right now, man. Because once it happens, it's gonna be too late. You go get caught up in a moment, So we considering what can go down. We're on the watch just to be prepared. But real quick, this Proverbs 3:25. It says, "Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh." Because as it says, Sirach, all these things are coming for the wicked. Just as the flood came for the wicked, all these things is about to take place. A fearful time in the earth, uproars of the people, much death and suffering is for the wicked. So the scripture's telling us once the Lord get ready to send his judgment on these people, For us, it says, be not afraid of sudden fear because it's going to happen quick. But for us, we got to be prepared, though. That's that Isaiah 33:6. Going to stay stable. It says, neither the desolation of the wicked when it comes. So again, that's the importance of considering these things. And that's why I wanted to pinpoint this week. Just this portion, it shouldn't be that long, but something is about to happen. It could be in the next couple of days. It could be in the morning. It could be next month because they is talking about October. They also talking about November, right? It could be full-blown back lockdowns at the end of December and waiting on the exciting year for 2024 to come. But the purpose of this portion of the lesson is as an alert, you see, to stay on the watch so we can be prepared, man. But you got something, bro?
Yeah, brother. I just want to say this once again. Be on the lookout for September 18th and 19th when they have the meeting in New York about the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs that we've been talking about here on this channel for months. Okay, be on the lookout for that, man. Be on the lookout for a response videos, their actual video, and everything that they talk about in that summit. Okay, because they're planning your future in that summit here in Babylon the Great and around the world, man. They want all of the nations to implement these SDGs. And Lord willing, I'll get into some of those tonight and show you the UN website where they're telling you, look, we want everybody, all the world, to implement these 17 goals. And what we're seeing in society, brothers and sisters, is laws being passed for these goals to be implemented. If you're paying attention, okay? If you're not paying attention, then you'll know what the hell going on, like Captain Tazariak. Okay, but go ahead, brother.
Con. And I was watching Captain Tazariak video the other day, and he was talking about polite. Just a side note, just to show he don't know what's going on. He don't see what we see as far as the kingdom about to be here. Now he was talking about polite how he got 7 years and then 17 years, or he can't go by children, and 10 years of probation. And once he get out, we still gonna know him as and it's like, bro, you thinking that far? like he gonna really do this time up in there and get out? But that's to show you that's the importance of, as our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, they've been pushing the seriousness of prophecy, man. Watching, paying attention. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video right here. Let me mute it. Shalom Tala Akim Aquathu may be tuning in. Now in this video right here, make sure we good. Okay, Khan. So he gonna talk about how it's gotta have a new crisis to come. Now they got this so-called list of ingredients that need to happen in order to fulfill their wishes, for lack of better words. Now it's almost finished. Is the point? It's almost finished, and they got a couple things left. Right? They need chaos, but ultimately it's gonna lead to one final goal, man. In this next video, he gonna roll into it. But let's go ahead and play it. And I can whatever you you got a point as you hear something, bro. Let me know.
Okay, so here's the deal. When I get this information, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to keep giving it to you until it starts to prove wrong. A couple of weeks ago, I delivered to you kind of an emergency broadcast, and inside of that broadcast, we talked about the potential for a major escalation between Russia and Ukraine. Less than 48, maybe 72 hours later, that escalation took place. I just got another alert from an insider that's inside of some of the U.S. government, and they have said they expect another escalation here in the next couple of days. Now, here's the caveat. Something a little bit different is going on, and some open source intelligence operators have given sentiment analysis to the United States of America, and they have said that we can expect a new social chaos or crisis event in the USA. They don't know what the trigger is going to be yet, but what they have done is created basically an ingredients list or a recipe list. All of these ingredients are there, and they say that one trigger is about to pop off, and as soon as it does pop off, you can expect some sort of unrest, just like we had during the riots in the pandemic. Now, this means that you might see cities.
You hear that? Come on, man. And we've been talking about everything is said. We just need an event. I know we've been saying that, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for these past couple of weeks. We just waiting on that event. Well, lo and behold, now they talking about an event that's ready to happen. Oh, we talked about what that was last week or 2 weeks ago. They sent an alert out in October on all phones. FEMA sent an alert out, making sure everybody connected. You know, because why? They preparing everybody for the event, man. You know, but I'll go ahead and play. I'm gonna roll it back.
United States of America, and they have said that we can expect a new social chaos or crisis event in the USA. They don't know what the trigger is going to be yet, but what they have done is created basically an ingredients list or a recipe list. All of these ingredients are there, and they say that one trigger is about to pop off, and as soon as it does pop off, you can expect some sort of unrest, just like we had during the riots in the pandemic. Now, this means that you might see cities completely locked down because of social chaos. It could mean that you see businesses boarded up or closed down. It could be the disruption to the supply chain, maybe infrastructural sabotage or terrorism. I really don't know. I can't speak on that. But what I do know is they have given this information to the US government. I saw the plots. I saw all of basically the ingredients there, saying this is what's ripe to happen. It's just going to be the trigger, the black swan that's unknown. Maybe they do know what it is. Maybe it's going to be a chemical attack. Could be something happening with Russia. I don't really know what it's going to be. It could be Trump, could be Biden. Something is going down.
And what else we talked about? It could be blackouts. Oh, they talking about another CV. You know? But again, all these things, they just need chaos to happen, and we gonna find out what's that last goal. What's the last goal, man? What's the reason they trying to do all this? Set up these plans. You know why they need chaos to happen? Because they already got the solution. It's gonna lead to that MOTB.
Now that means
and another thing, it ain't now we see it ain't just in France or right. It ain't just in Africa or Ukraine that these things are about to start happening. Now it's written that America is next, man.
Better have all of your little duckies in a row, and you better be ready to basically lock down your own house. You have to be ready to understand your area of operation, your AO. You have to understand everything that's happening around your area. You have to have a good group of people who are there to help protect you and your family. And you have to, if you're going to go to the store in times of social unrest, you have to be prepared to run every trip like it's some sort of, I hate to say it because it sounds so tactical, but you have to run every trip like it's a mission or an operation. And so doing that becomes really tiring on the people, adds to their stress levels.
Matter of fact, let me get a precept. You know what that remind me of what he said, though? He said the time's coming to it's going to be unrest to every move you make is going to have to not only be calculated, but you're going to have to watch your back. Now, he said if you go to the grocery store, your family driving in a car, you know, you have to watch yourself. Now, what was that little documentary thing out when a man was giving a commentary on what's going to happen in the last days? Like this is the end or something like that. This is it.
Right. Yeah. I had to exit the pod again.
But in that video, Lord willing, like we could find that. But in that video, man was kind of giving a commentary on the fall of society, you know, and he was highlighting this one family. And as the days went on, times are getting even more harder, man. They had to sell a boat, sell a cars, you know. But when the husband went to work, and husband went to the store, wife went to the store, they had gangs out there waiting on them to come out with the groceries, so they could take it. You don't think that's gonna happen today? Especially a woman by herself or just her and children. You got people out there waiting to take them groceries, man. Now we get in the times where it says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But let me grab this real quick, as the man was saying. We have to be prepared. Because again, it can happen at any moment. Remember, 9/11, nobody knew it was going to happen before it happened. But this real quick, 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at 36. I'm going to start at 35. It says, hear now, and I'm going to go back to the vid. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. And what we hearing is truth. That's where it started. It says, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the gods of them whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. That's why I want to start at 35 and 36, because before the plagues, what's the point of the Lord saying this? Get the word in you first. You see, understand his word first. That's the comfort. That's going to be the confidence in the times to come. Because next, what's coming? Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, right? That's why we got, that's why what the scriptures say, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We ain't got that long to just continue to learn and find out what's going on. It's going to happen eventually. And whatever, when the lights go off, it's going to be what we know, and we have to move with that. We ain't gonna better do Thursday lives no more and watch the apostles, see what news they got. You know, look at Elder Yashawama, his news and prophecy videos. You know, that's why, it's important to get it known. So it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. They coming. Not like Deion Sanders, you know, in Colorado, you know, but the plagues here. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringing forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when a child cometh forth, slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. So just as a woman giving birth, the closer she get to delivering that child, the closer and more painful those contractions get. Well, that's how these plagues about to be in the earth. Yeah, we was able to say, oh, remember CV, that was 3 years ago, and the lockdown was 3 years ago. Well, now when this event come, who knows if these plagues gonna even stop again? It's gonna continue. It ain't gonna be no resting up until Yahweh Shai come and deliver us, Lord willing, with that number. But it's the point I wanted. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And O my people, hear my word and make you ready to thy battle. We coming into the hardest times, the scriptures say, like never before. At least the Lord gave us the insight, you know, and didn't leave us hanging, that we even have a battle that we about to walk into. A lot of Israelites out here, even heathens, you know, the average American don't know they about to walk into the hottest battle, you know, like Uriah, you know, the hottest battle, man. But that's what's about to happen, and we got to prepare now, because that's what's going to make the difference between us and the people in the world. So it says, make you ready to the battle, and in those days be even as pilgrims on the earth. You got something out?
Go ahead.
Con.
Increases the amount of social upheaval or unrest. This is just a recipe for chaos. So we do have a little bit of a prepper warning, or an SHTF warning here, that in the next couple of days, they expect something to take place. Again, they don't know what the trigger is going to be, but we just have to watch. Now, if a couple of days go by and we don't see anything major happen, well, we just know that those ingredients are still there, and we're going to look for that black swan event or some sort of other event to really set them off. Now, we know right now the Russian conflict is going to go to the next level. Now, a lot of people are afraid that that next level is going to be nuclear. They are getting their people ready for a nuclear fallout. Europe is getting their people ready for a nuclear fallout. China, behind some secretive intelligence, has talked about using nukes in the operation to retake Taiwan, or at least begin to set up a nuclear sort of like a umbrella. That
now what he going into, you know, is just another scenario of what could lead up to World War III. So, and the point is, this is also happening.
Once they take Taiwan, they say that this sovereign territory is under Chinese control, and attacking on these grounds would be seen as an attack on China. This is something that you don't really see talked about right now. They don't want you to think about this, because as soon as that happens, the U.S. can't touch Taiwan. Japan can't touch Taiwan. South Korea can't touch Taiwan, because China will launch those freaking nukes against the USA. They're already in a position of economic power. They're holding these cards. You know, if you walk into an establishment that has like bouncers or it has guards, walk into the Asian, South Asian Sea.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip to 645, around 645. And I'm going to throw all this in the chat for, you know, for those who may want to go back and watch the whole thing as well. So, 641, cool.
Government saying, look, guys, we are at a breaking point here. a point where the American people start to feel like you're attacking them by letting the.
So what he about to go into is that so times getting so hard, these Americans gonna be so fed up. Now they gonna want to revolt against the government. Is that not prophecy? That's one of the last things that's left. 2nd Ezra 15. It made me think of that Job with the hands of the wicked, the working class rising up against these the government, mainly the elites though, man. You see? But as he go into times getting so hard for the people, the last thing they go do is just sit back and let this government roll on them, roll over them, and lock them up again, man. Oh, come on. Oh, 6. There we go.
Guys, we are at a breaking point here, a point where the American people start to feel like you're attacking them by letting these prices and the cost of living, the wage differences, by letting these things continue. You, the government, are a part of this problem. And that's the point that people are reaching right now. And as soon as they see a loss in trust, which we already started in 2020, as soon as they see an increase in the people who are angry about their financial position, and as soon as they start to see that cost of living outweigh the people's love for what country they live in, it's game over. That's part of that ingredient list. So as we see inflation go up, these corporations are not going to take a ding. Look at how you have probably seen.
So that's part of that list. They need the people to do that so they can bring order out of chaos. You see? So all these things are set to take place. What this man talking about is prophecy. I do want to get that Job. I'm going that blue letter. Because again, as Esau setting up his plans, that's what the man going to. They got a list of things they need to do in order to fulfill their desires. Well, look, that's prophecy this man talking about. As they going through this list, they checking off the checklist until they think they got it. These people gonna rise up. Real quick, this Job 20. Matter of fact, I'll start. I start at 5 and jump down. Job 20 and 5. It says, I start at 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And Esau actually lived this out. He, all those Job friends speaking to him, right, that the wicked don't strive long. Well, Esau actually fulfilled that. He had a short little time to rule. And seeing he think he gonna fulfill his NWO, that great, reset, putting a C hip in everybody. This is gonna kind of put a wrinkle in his plans. This Job 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency. So when he almost think he got it and got everything checked off the checklist, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. The Lord will make it difficult for him. Right now, you got the prophets exposing him, right? The Lord having these nations separate from him. But this is the point. And once that happened, it says, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you go into that word wicked, it's aimal. The Hebrew word is aimal. And goes into the working class. See, labor, suffer, workmen. So these everyday citizens who gotta pay taxes, they get their check 2 weeks later and it's cut almost half, right? Struggling, need help, struggling some more. Price is still going up, but your check not. So these people gonna have enough with the mainly the elites, because they running the show, but the faces of it are the people of the government, right? So again, let's read that and we can move on. Job 20 and 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked or the working class people shall come upon him. And that's what the man talking about right here. As a matter of fact, let me get this while we at it. 2nd Ezra 16 and the GNT. I'm gonna have that on deck, but I'm gonna play a little bit more of the video. Oh, it's 15, my bad.
Position. And as soon as they start to see that cost of living outweigh the people's love for what country they live in, it's game over. That's part of that ingredient list. So as we see inflation go up, these corporations are not going to take a ding. Look at how you have probably seen Oprah and The Rock in the last couple of days. If you watch Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or anything, I'm sure that you have seen them on there saying, we as billionaires basically want you to give your hard-earned pennies to the Hawaiian people who just lost their homes. Not that they could stroke a check under some nonprofit and they could just build everybody a new home. No, they want you to give your money to them.
So check it out. So what he going into, because he gonna make a point. He brought up Oprah and The Rock, because Oprah and The Rock was all in Maui out in Lahaina, all in the video, talking to the people, saying, "Look, we need y'all to donate y'all money.
Right.
You know, they need help out here, and just pitch in if you have a kind heart." And man, the people's in the comments like, "Nigga, what?"
Right.
You see? So what he's saying is, if people start to react this way towards these influencers, towards these celebrities, we starting to see they getting a little rowdy with the government now, man. These people getting tired of the government. And look, we can't forget we coming into election year. So things about to get a little exciting.
And the people were pissed. And what I mean is the people were like, no, you give your money. You're the rich. You're the wealthy. You're the powerful. You control everything. And it was a sentiment change. Now we're starting to see it in politics.
See?
Every time there's a funding grab for either Republican or Democrat parties as they're trying to go to our next election, the people are like, no, what is me giving you money going to do for me? They know that these are all false promises. They know that they are all false politicians. They know that they are all running a rigged game, that the people's vote means very, very little at the end of the day, and people are peed off. This is part of the ingredient list. They don't have money. They don't have fun anymore. They're angry. Their mistrust or distrust in government is increasing. They're unhealthy because of all of the poison that is being spread in food and in what is allowed to the people. They're basically told that they should give their children these nanoparticles, these nasty things, these different ingredients that are listed as disease causing, because they can't afford organic cucumbers and tomatoes and non-bleached flour and non-bleached rice and all these different things, because you have to basically be rich to be able to do that. And so for everybody else, the bottom 95% of people who can't even question whether they're going to get a box of mac and cheese or get unbleached flour, get cage-free organic eggs, that have never been vaccinated or pesticided or anything else, get the cheese that doesn't have artificial coloring in it. Who's making their mac and cheese like that? Nobody who's working 2 jobs to try to just keep a roof over their children's head. And now they're starting to be peed off about it. That's part of this shift. So as you watch people, and this is when it's a real tricky time, guys, as you are going to the store, as you're driving your kids to school, especially as your kids are in school or your wife, husband is at work, you need to be on your game. And what I mean is you need to be ready to disengage from conflict. That conflict's going to come at you.
Yeah, man. And what he's saying is times people on edge. So in other words, man, as the scripture says, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. We amongst wolves. These people teeth about to start showing. Now I'm pretty much in the there, because as you see, he was saying, look, this on the list, we got to make the government saying we have to make these citizens suffer more. They can't have fun. That's why they're talking about lockdowns again. Hey, look, they're already sick from the food we feed them. So let's send another disease out there. Let's make things hard for them, man. Why? Because they want the people to revolt. That's going to be an easy way for them to bring in a so-called order. Let's get this real quick, because what this man is talking about is prophecy. The 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14. I'm going to go to my next video, and you got it out. The 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's the time we coming into. Not just a regular gang shootout in Chicago, New Orleans. No, man, it's about to be neighbor against neighbor. Trying to survive. They are the strongest, and these people mind the strongest survive. So it says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, whatever weapon you need to defend yourself. And this is the point I want. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. Let's look at a quick definition of sedition. Just real quick on Google. It says sedition, conduct or speech. Conduct is your actions, or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority or state of monarch, the government. That's the phase we about to roll into, the next phase of prophecy, man. We ain't just gonna be uploading forever, going to work and coming home, doing a quick hit on a lunch break, right? And getting a drink on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You drinking water to try to soap up again to do work for the week again. Come on, man. Time's we going into the next phase, and it can happen at any moment. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And who is the kings and the princes? Your so-called president, vice presidents, governors, senators, right? Mayors, any person in so-called authority, man. Police. It says these regular citizens, Imal, the working class, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. These people gonna be doing what they want to do, because the light is starting to click to them. Like, man, these people are effing us over. And once that happened, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Lock it down, shut it down. 15-minute cities, right? Concentration camps, so on and so forth. You can't get in without the device needed that's in you, your digital ID. So once these people, so look, we reading it. We read it in prophecy. Once these people act up, they're going to shut it down. Come on, man. Let's read it again. Start at 16. It said, I'm getting excited because it's here. 2 Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men. So these people going to rise up and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So once that happened, the next thing is, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's when Esau will bring the order from the chaos. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And Jacob's trouble gonna be fully commenced. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Man, and we at the door, we at the door open. We got the first foot on the threshold. You see? Now I'm gonna go ahead and play this video real quick. Now this also a good vid. The whole thing is, worthy of a watch. Now I'm gonna just play about 2 minutes, 3 minutes of it. Now what he going into, he also talking about a list. So this man on this video had a list about going into, it's about to be chaos. Some event gonna happen to pop it off, a Black Swan event. But he go into the list and say, yeah, it's gonna be chaos, but it's ultimately gonna lead to the final goal, man. And that flows right into what the brother Zainallah had. Now I'll go ahead and play this real quick. Make sure it's still going. Okay, Con. Let's get it.
And inclusivity as their, talking point. It fits in with all the other.
Now, just to give it some context, and he's giving an update on the Bank of England. Now, whatever England do, America do. Like the scriptures call, Great Britain, England, America's mother. But they both are part of the same organizations. The World Bank, they both members. You see, NATO, so on and so forth. So, but what one do, all gonna do. This ain't just Britain, is the point I'm making.
The other agenda stuff. So that's what they're saying, that we need to get all these people inclusive, that they're just not using.
So I'm gonna give one more context. I'm gonna shut up. So I just want to make sure everybody following. But he's saying, look, the problem is, we understand we got the digital currencies coming, but we need to find out how to get these people, the small percent who still want to use cash, Bitcoin and all that, to get them focused on our digital currency. How are we going to do that?
Digital payments, they're only using cash. They also said this will help with easier compliance checks for digital wallets. Again, they said that digital sort of IDs, digital wallets may or may not happen, and now we've got it confirmed. Another worrying thing they've said is that the CBDC would only work if it's widely used by all households and businesses for payments. And this is why I've said before that I think this will be forced upon us as opposed to optional. Remember, they said before it was optional. I think this is going to be forced upon us. And in order for them not to force it in a very negative way, what I think they're going to do is, and again, feel free to save this and play it in the future, but I think maybe on a Friday, something like that, we'll have the Prime Minister make an announcement. There was some sort of cyber attack or some sort of attack on the banking system. Maybe it was Russia. Maybe Putin did it. Who knows? They're going to come out with something and say that there was this big attack on the banking system and that Monday will be a bank holiday. But don't you worry, they're going to fix it. And then something like on the Monday, it's all, you know, they'll make another announcement that on Tuesday, there's going to be all this new system. You need to open a digital wallet, digital ID. Don't worry, we'll set it all up for you. We're going to make it easy. We'll even deposit £100 in there to get you started, right? It's going to be something like this. That's what I think.
And a good point to make, because this man was talking about an event happening and what he going into, you know, and again, it could be many things we waiting to see. But he's saying, look, hey, it might be the lights off situation, right? The whole system fell. And like AI, we talked about it a while back. They always talk about when the system gonna fail, even at the WEF form, WEF form. They said it's most likely go be on a Friday. This ain't the only man that say that. So stuff's starting to connect. But they said it's gonna be on a Friday. So, you know, the people got the weekend, right? And then once Monday, Tuesday come, they got the solution for you. Right? And come on, hop into this new system. We're gonna give you $100 too. We're gonna bless you. Everybody gonna be willing to do it. Why? Because they ain't gonna have nothing no more. Their old money ain't gonna be in no more, be able to work no more. Now who knows, but it's gonna get to that point. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
I think they're gonna do. Now, the other thing is, if you remember that video I made on the Great Reset 2020, it's quite interesting. I think I've got it here actually.
Check it out. He about to go into that list and you got it, bro.
Yeah, here we go on this tab. Well, this is the CEO of MasterCard. So if you remember, I talked about what's he got to do with all of this Great Reset initiative. I don't get it. Why is he involved? Now it's transpired why he was involved. But if you remember this entire video, which everyone thought was nuts, well, actually 95% of this video has now come true. The only part left.
Check it out. This important. 95% of what he said in that vid came true. The goals, right? As far as, you know, the food and the endemics and other things, you got to look at the goals. I'm gonna try to, you know, get it and post it in the comment section. If you know, probably after this, Lord willing, if I remember, sometimes. But the point is, he said 95% of this list for the great global RESET. 95% is done is one thing they need to check off in order for them to fulfill it, man. Right? Let's play this back and let's see what it is, man. Let's see what it is.
You remember this entire video, which everyone thought was nuts. Well, actually, 95% of this video has now come true. The only part left to come true really is this end part where I talked about why I think all of these are involved, all these financial institutions and reading their blueprints, and that it was a digital currency, a central bank digital currency. Of course, everyone thought that was nuts. But actually, all of this has come to pass now. Everything from the food to the mass migration to the health stuff, all of this stuff has now passed. The last thing on that forecast to pass was this central bank digital currency. And it looks like we are almost there now. So
come on, man. That's something to get excited for. Everything that they had planned, that he saw them when they shut it down with the CV as they was their test run, right? They destroy food plants and other things, made people sick, changed the systems to be ready to go digital. Now it's just ready. And so this the point I want to hit on this segment is that, look, this man says something is about to happen. It could be any event, so look out for it and be ready at all times. Remember, 9/11 came unexpected. This will be worse. But the reason an event go come is for the last thing to be scratched off. That's a CBDC. So, hey, we'll see though, man. Just watch. But like I said in Judah, all things are ready. But you got it, bro. Con. It's on your page. I switched it.
Okay, con. All right, man. So just continuing on. Okay, with the CBDCs and how everything is about to go cashless here. I'm sure most of your brothers and sisters may have seen the Apostle Har the other day go into how Australia is becoming a cashless society. All right, and that's the goal for the elites, for all the nations. Okay, is to totally get rid of cash and get you into this CBDC, central bank digital currency system. All right. And we know that all nations are piloting a CBDC. Some nations have already launched theirs. But for the most part, most nations are piloting their CBDCs, including America. Okay. They're in the process, all right, of transitioning. And so without further ado, man, let's play this first video here from 9 News Australia. And the title of the video is Australia could become totally cashless society. So here we go.
Past year with
what happened to it?
You replayed it on.
No. I'm responding to this guy right here. Yeah, he's a hold on. I'm starting over from the beginning here, brother. What happened to all that money, man?
more than $1 billion worth of physical cash has disappeared from the Australian economy in the past year. With phones and cards now the payment method of choice, Chris Kohler tells us it probably means we're spending more than we realise.
Right. He said cards and cell phones are the payment of choice. This is gradualism, brothers and sisters. The next thing will be that MOTB. But they're weaning the people off the dollar, off using cash. And so now everything is digital, tap and pay. The next step is going to be that MOTB, man, because you can lose your cell phone. You can lose your debit cards. They can be hacked. But the MOTB, is going to present it as something that's secure. You can't lose it because it's going to be in your body, and so on and so forth, man. This devil is not slick. Here we go.
Years, cash was king, but not anymore. Hello there. I wondered if you had any change for a $50 note.
No, I don't have any cash.
Don't use cash anymore these days.
No, definitely not. No change at all.
Never?
Never. Not having cash is much more convenient.
For the first time since dollars and cents were introduced in the 1960s, Australia's cash supply is shrinking.
We are becoming fully digitalised.
In the last year, more than $1.1 billion in cash has disappeared from the economy. It comes after a boom topped up Australia's cash stash to $100 billion. But now that looks like a peak as notes and coins are swapped for cards and phones.
We're still producing cash out there, but we're just becoming more reliant on other ways to pay. And this is what you would expect. In fact, it's a trend that's long been in the making.
It's reached the point where 3/4 of Australians are now considered low cash users by the Reserve Bank. The convenience of tapping has won, but there are downsides. Using a card often means paying an extra small surcharge, which does add up over time. But academics say a bigger factor is that paying with cash triggers a pain receptor in the brain. That doesn't happen when tapping with a card.
Now, who came up with that study? That paying with cash triggers a pain receptor in the brain. Esau just making up stuff, man. I never had an issue or a pain receptor in my mind paying with cash, bro. Never. But Esau, he's going to throw out those studies and those numbers just to get you to agree with it. Like, yeah, I do be stressed out, count my money at the register when it's more easier and convenient for me to just tap my card. This is how Esau rolled, man. All right.
What they found was that with cash, you are likely to use it less and pay less. Imagine going down to the cafe and handing over coins versus tapping with your card. You feel the difference.
So cash is leaving an expensive hole as the pain of paying disappears with it. Chris Kohler, 9 News.
So there you have it, man. Australia is going cashless. But not only Australia, it's other countries as well, man. It's happening right now, okay? And America will be next. And it's going to shock all of you people who have been scoffing against us here at Great Millstone and the brothers who teach the same doctrine. We've been telling you for years, starting with the apostles and elders, that a cashless society is coming and that the MOTB will be the only form of payment that you will be using in the near future, man. Everything the Most High God has said in his word is coming to pass, and we're seeing it. And so I just want to get 2 quick precepts before I go to my next video here. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 10. In the NLT Bible, it says, "The rain and snow come down from the heavens and stay on the ground to water the earth. They cause the grain to grow, producing seed for the farmer and bread to the hungry." Verse 11. "It is the same with my word. I send it out," right? He sent it out by way of the prophets, okay? This is how we have this Bible, man. It tells you in Psalm that the Lord gave the word, and great was the company of those who published it, right? So the prophets are the ones who get this word and they go out, all right, they preach it, they give it, okay? By way of Yahweh Shai Shai. It says, "And it always produces fruit." So their prophecy of the MOTB, brothers, is producing fruit right now. Why? Because these nations are going cashless. We're seeing infrastructure being put in place to where the MOTB, all right, can be used with ease, man. If you're paying attention, you see it, bro. It's happening, okay? And this is why we are excited, because that's tied to our salvation, man. It's tied to us getting the hell out of Babylon, man. So you should be looking forward to this to happen. You should want it to happen, man. And even if you don't want it to happen, it's still going to happen. It says it will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. So the word of the Lord is going to happen, man, okay? Whether you like it or not, it's going to come to pass, okay? Next precept here. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 39, and I'll jump down here to the 16th verse, okay? Our brother had a comment. I saw it right there, brother. What he say, out?
Now he was just kind of add. It says it's the same here. The brother Jim that's watching prayer, it's the same here. I work in New York City, and whenever I go buy something, the cashier immediately sets up the machine to take my card. They actually be in shock when I use cash.
Right. Hey man. They are getting ready, man. Okay. And so many people, is not using cash, so they used to just pulling out the card thing. And some people get an attitude when you use cash, man. It's crazy. Okay. So here we go. This is Sirach chapter 39 and 16. It says, "All the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season." Everything the Most High God commanded is going to be accomplished, man. It's going to happen, okay? So you can get ready for this MOTB, man. Brother, going into how different events, are going to take place, that's going to ultimately lead to this MOTB, man. Just watch and see, bro, okay? And please forgive me if you hear my dog snoring in the background. Okay, he's like right here by my foot, sleeping. Dog got, he got clingy issues, but please forgive me for that. So, but yeah, man, this is going to happen, okay? Because it's the word of the Most High God, whether you understand it or not, all right? So moving on here to the next video. This is from GB News. Okay, it says, Mark Dolan, if we allow a cashless society, it'll be the end of our financial autonomy, meaning our financial freedom, right? Cash is king. So he's going to cover a few things here in this video. So please pay attention, all right?
I nearly spat my coffee out. They're not the only ones, of course. This is becoming the norm, with more and more businesses now refusing notes and coins, which is why GB News have proudly launched a new campaign, Don't Kill Cash. If you like, you can sign the petition. It's on the website at gbnews.com. Now, some people will welcome this new way of paying, this modern way of paying. It may speed up service at the counter so you can get your hands on that first latte of the day all the more quickly. Look, I'm happy to pay with my phone or contactless, but only where cash is still an option too. But this promise of a convenient experience via cashless payments is fool's gold. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. This move by companies like Starbucks may look innocent on the face of it, but there are potential dark forces at play. I fear this is part of a wider campaign at government and corporate level to kill cash altogether. And I fear it's about control.
Right. And that dark force, brothers and sisters, that he's talking about the elites, man, okay, of the WEF and other organizations, but mainly, the, bankers, all right? This is what they want on the earth. And not really them, it's the Most High God working on their minds so their prophecy could come to pass, man. They're pushing hard for this new digital world. Now, as you brothers and sisters can see, this is the official United Nations website, okay? This is nothing that I made up. This is nothing fabricated. This is the actual website that you can go to yourself and do some research and everything, okay? So the first thing that I wanted to go to here, though, is this section called Roadmap for Digital Cooperation, all right? And then I get back to the video after I go into this one and this one, okay? The Global Digital Compact, in which I covered this one a few times in our live shows. But it says Roadmap for Digital Cooperation. And what is basically the roadmap that they're talking about? It's pretty much the strategy that they have in mind to achieve a particular goal, man. And that particular goal, brothers and sisters, is to implement this MOTB and to get you, all right, to pretty much, bend the knee, man, okay, to have you eating insects, eating less meat, telling you how far you can go, right? Telling you where you can't go, putting you on a social credit system like over in the Chinese Communist Party. This is what's going down in the earth, brothers and sisters, all right? And this devil here, okay, Antonio Guterres, all right, he's the Secretary General. He's like one of the faces of this, new digital roadmap or this digital system. All right, but I just want to read a few of these here. It says the roadmap key actions, okay? And I'll read these here so that you can see what the elites have in mind, brothers and sisters. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Hawashai made these devils put their goals out so that we can see them, man. Most people won't do the research to look into this stuff, okay? I've never seen another Israelite camp go into this information. They don't even talk about it, okay? So here we go. The first one here, it says, achieving universal, affordable connectivity by 2030. Everyone should have access to the internet. So they're making everything digital, man. All right, the Internet of Things. And I remember, watching the Apostle Hart a couple years ago, and also the elder brother Ariala in Dallas, and the elder brother in London, a required quorum, going into the Internet of Things, going into the blockchain system, and how Esau is setting all this up to turn everything digital, okay? So this is something that they want. This is something that you brothers and sisters can go read yourself, man, on un.org, okay? Don't be lazy, man. Get into this information, see what the hell Esau is doing so that you can see how to prepare your minds, man. It's about to get greasy, okay? It says promoting digital public goods to create a more equitable world, ensuring digital inclusion for all, including the most vulnerable. It says strengthening digital capacity building, right? It says skill development and training are needed around the world, right? It says ensuring the protection of human rights in the digital era. Human rights applies both online and offline. And then I remember that lady who was at the World Economic Forum last year, all right? Her dad worked under President Nixon, I think. But she said how that when we change over to a digital system that we're going to pretty much have to make a digital constitution so that people can have their rights in this new digital world. So they're already preparing for it, man. It says supporting global cooperation on artificial intelligence. It says promoting digital trust and security. Peep this. Calling for a global dialogue to advance the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this live, brothers and sisters, that in this month of September, on the 18th and 19th, they will have a Sustainable Development Goal Summit in New York City. President Joe Biden, punk ass, will be in attendance. They're going to talk about those 17 development goals and how they're going to implement them here in America in the very near future, okay? This is not a game. The elites are moving forward with their plans, but most people don't know what the hell is going on, okay? Jake right now probably watching the Kansas City Chiefs play, okay? Which ain't nothing wrong with, with watching the games, but niggas have been waiting on football season for 3 months, okay, 4 months, drooling about it. And now it's finally here. They have a distraction, all right, to keep them away from reality, man. And it says building a more effective architecture for digital cooperation. It says making digital governance a priority and focus the organization's approach. So these are some of the keys of the elites, and they want to get this up and running, man. Now, real quick, here's the Global Digital Compact, all right? And you can go on their website and click on the link to see about this Global Digital Compact. Now, on their website here, you can click on it. It says Our Common Agenda, okay? So you click on that, and it shows you here, right? It says Our Common Agenda, Report of Secretary, General, okay? Now, let me see here. Maybe faster going through these here. Maybe I pass. Yep, here we go. These are the goals right here, brothers and sisters, okay? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, but these are some of those SDGs, right? It says key proposals across the 12 commitments. It says from the declaration of the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. It says all proposed actions are in line with and designed to accelerate the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Here you see them right here, man. Oh, excuse me. Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro. Here we go. Yeah, but it says, this is one, leave no one behind. How they want to make pretty much a digital welfare system, man. Okay, or protect our planet, right? They're going into climate change and all that BS. This devil is working, man. But you can go through these goals, brothers and sisters, okay? Read them for yourselves. Read them for yourselves, man. they are going to implement these goals, okay, on a global scale. So go ahead on, on your spare time, okay, or read through those, and you'll see the plans of the elites and how they want to pretty much turn you into a damn slave, okay, and make you bend the knee to the new digital system.
I just put a tool so they can have it.
Come on, right. Come on, brother, the water, all right, the water. So here we go, man. Back to this video here. Okay, I just wanted to show that so that you can see and know that these are the plans of the elites, okay?
As we saw with COVID measures, including lockdowns, masking, and vaccine mandates, the push for a cashless society is, in my view, an attack on people power. If you have cash, your spending habits cannot be traced and your funds cannot be frozen in the way that they can be with a digital currency. Don't forget tin pot dictator Justin Trudeau, Canada's tyrannical premier, who froze the bank accounts of truckers who were protesting vaccine mandates. He couldn't have done that with cash. In terms of a cashless...
Right. I remember when that happened, man. Everybody was, so-called exposing it on TikTok and, other YouTube channels. But yeah, man, they froze their accounts. And they're going to do the same thing to you Americans, man. Once this digital dollar come and you people, all right, want to so-called buck up and, riot or say something against the government, they're going to freeze your accounts and just cut you off. It's the same thing that's happening in China. Okay, me and a brother played hella videos on it and showed you what happened to the people in the Chinese Communist Party who are not good citizens, who don't obey the rules, who don't have a good social credit score. They have limited access to things. Limited, okay? They want you to be a good dog so that you can so-called live your life as you once did. But it's not going to be fun, man, okay?
Cashless society, all roads lead to China. It's the worst case scenario, the thick end of the wedge. Chinese citizens are part of what's called a social credit system, in which people's money is controlled digitally by the government. They have virtual money in their virtual bank accounts, access to which is linked to good behavior. And with facial recognition cameras everywhere, the public can lose access to their money for the most minor indiscretion. For example, if someone is spotted littering or walking home drunk, not being up to date with their vaccines, or guilty of some other perceived crime, this fully digitized system will punish them immediately by stopping them paying for goods in the supermarket or from buying a train ticket. Welcome to hell. With a cashless society, the control is transferred from the people to corporations and the state. And in a cashless society, how can you give your nephew a tenner for their birthday, or leave a couple of pound coins for that waiter or waitress that served you so nicely in a cafe? How can you help out a homeless person that needs a few quid to get by? What about the wonderful informality of a retired pensioner cleaning your windows or doing a bit of gardening and receiving a crisp £20 note as a thank you? A cashless society will spell the end of the informal, discretionary economy. Cash is human. Cashless is inhuman. Come rain or shine, if you've got some cash on you, you're secure. You're the master of your own destiny, which, of course, increasingly, our leaders don't like. We saw our personal autonomy challenged by lockdowns, stopping you from leaving your house, going to work, or deciding who you see. We saw bodily autonomy attacked by vaccine mandates. And if we allow a cashless society to happen, that will be the end of your financial autonomy as well. Cash is king, always has been, always will. Beware the outlets offering the snake oil convenience of cashless. They can hiss off. And fight this at every turn. It's time to put your money where your mouth is.
Right. And unfortunately, you people won't be able to stop it because it's biblical prophecy. No matter what you do or say, that MOTB is coming because it's the word of the Most High, as we read in Isaiah 55, okay? These are the plans of the Lord, but he's just using the elites, all right, to implement this MOTB, man. This has been their plans all along. All right. And I'll get this precept here and I'll get my last video and go ahead to close out. But I always read this, man, because this is spot on here in Psalm 64, excuse me, in the NLT Bible. All right. This is King David speaking through the Spirit, talking about these elites and their wicked plans, man. So starting here at verse 1, right? This Psalm 64:1 NLT, it says, "Oh God, listen to my complaint, protect my life from mine enemies' threats." And this is what we ask, man. If for Yahweh Shem Shai to protect us from the threats of these elites and the wickedness that they're coming with this digital system. Okay. It says, hide me from the plots of this evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers. And these elites who came up with this BS, our common agenda plan, okay, they're trying to destroy your life, man, okay? They're trying to destroy your freaking life. It's an evil mob that's plotting against humanity, okay? They're plotting against all mankind. This is why the scripture says he caused it all. So back in Psalms here, verse 3 says what? They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. These are the bitter words, man. These are the bitter words, brothers and sisters, right here. And everything else that come out of the mouth of this damn white boy, okay? It says they shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly, okay? It says they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice, they ask, right? They're setting their traps in secret, man. Sometimes they do it openly, but they do it in a hidden way through different organizations and policies, okay? And most people can't catch it. But you can't fool the prophets, man, because we have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. We have prophecy on our side. We know what you're going to do, nigga. And you brothers and sisters out there need to be sure too, man. Esau will not do nothing outside of what's written, man, okay? He ain't coming with nothing, you know, that we don't know about. Everything Esau is going to do is written. This is the advantage that we have over the world and Esau. We know exactly what, you know, how this devil going to do it, man, as in implement this MOTB and just pretty much, you know, putting everybody in a digital captivity, man. We know this, okay? It says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. This is what they said at the World Economic Forum behind the scenes, man. We got them. We have the perfect plan to implement this MOTB and this digital system, man. As the brother read back in Job earlier, all right, in the lesson, it spoke about how when he was about to fill his belly, I think, or in the fullness of his sufficiency, when he think everything is in place and he got all his I's dotted and his T's crossed, all hell gonna break loose on this devil, man. And the Most High gonna judge him, okay? But to them, this common agenda, all right, this is the perfect plan to them. These 17 sustainable development goals. According to them, this is going to fix the world and fix all of the problems that we have going on in society, okay? I don't agree with this at all. I had no say-so in this. You had no say-so in this. But to them, this is the perfect plan. It says, yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. It says, but the Most High himself will shoot them with his arrows, suddenly striking them down. Most High gonna bring that judgment, okay? Those missiles will be released on you devils, man. And your society will be crushed, okay? Your plans will be destroyed. It says their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. And his own tongue is ruining him, man. His own kind is exposing him. People who have so-called broken off, all right, from their elite status, who are so-called whistleblowers, they're telling all the goods, man. And we tune in to everything and watch everything, okay? To see how does what Esau is doing line up with prophecy. All right. So playing this last video here. All right. This is a video from CBN News here on YouTube. It says, is a digital dollar coming? Some financial experts warn it could be it could be instrument of government control. That's exactly what it is. Because this CBDC will be tied directly with the Federal Reserve, man. They will have control over it. Okay, look, your bank won't have no say so. This CBDC, right? This Fed coin is tied directly to the Federal Reserve Bank. You will be dealing directly with them. Okay, and that's something you don't want to do. So here we go.
The United States Federal Reserve is considering the creation of a digital dollar. Cyber currencies have many supporters, yet critics warn they would be a privacy nightmare.
One currency expert claims the removal of cash would push America closer to a totalitarian state. Dale Hurd has the story.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told the House Financial Services Committee in March that the Fed had already begun testing a digital dollar.
So what we're doing is experimenting in kind of early stage experimentation. How would this work? Does it work? What's the best technology? What's the most efficient?
Just like paper dollars, a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, would be issued by the Federal Reserve. Those pushing for it say it would have several advantages over physical money. They say it could be used to fight inflation because the Fed would have more direct control over the money supply. It could speed up transaction payments and help fight money laundering.
The ability to track transactions has a couple of elements that are very attractive to economic policymakers. One is to know where people are spending their money. Another is to track taxes and prevent evasion and that sort of thing.
Backers say the U.S. needs a digital dollar if it wants to remain the world's reserve currency. Opponents warn that it could be a very effective instrument of government control.
Right. The U.S. understand that all of the world will go digital very soon. And Joe Biden somewhat alluded to that a couple of months ago. You remember when Joe Biden said that? Right. How pretty much, he said, look, we need to go digital in a nutshell so that we can be the leaders of this, a new digital system, man.
Yep.
It's happening, brothers and sisters. These other camps who teaching otherwise, they don't know what the hell going on. Don't know what they're talking about, okay? Captain Cesario can refute this information. I don't give a damn how articulate he try to be and, the worldly knowledge he try to use to explain this, explain that. Nigga, you ain't got it. And you sound like a damn fool on the internet, okay? You sound like a damn fool, man. All of you guys do. Who are teaching contrary to what we're saying according to the scriptures, man, through the Spirit. It's happening. And we're going to see your faces, man. Okay, when this thing go down, man, you niggas, all right, are going to be shook. ISUBK, who else it is? IUIC, WFI, I don't know nigga name. Wi-Fi. Yeah. Weak, fragile Israelites. Yeah. All you niggas, man.
Bishop.
Yeah. Oh, that nigga. Hey, look, bro. Them niggas ain't even Israelites. I don't know what them niggas is. Dog. Them niggas not no Israelites.
All right.
But yeah, man. These when these chipping stations get set up, y'all gonna be shocked, bro. And your members, your congregation, they're gonna be shocked too. And hurt. And look, some of them gonna have to confess, look, man, GMS is right, bro. They were right the whole time. But we were stubborn and playing games because we didn't see it physically happening in our face. But it's going to happen, man. And as Apostle Hart said, some of your congregation might whoop you niggas' ass for lying to them all these years, man. Especially at the IUIC, okay? You niggas just bugged out your fucking minds over at IUIC, bro. Talking about an eternal hell and other madness. You talking crazy, bro. But here we go.
Physical money has been called one of the last bastions of privacy. Laws like the Bank Secrecy Act have already stripped away most of the privacy from bank accounts and financial transactions.
Banks have really a ton of power that people don't realize to shut down accounts, to freeze accounts, and to end up holding them for really any number of reasons.
Currency expert James Rickards says a digital currency would move America closer to a totalitarian state.
If I buy anything, the government doesn't know it. MasterCard kind of knows it, but even MasterCard uses product codes. So they don't say, you know, Jim bought a Snickers. It says Jim bought miscellaneous merchandise at a retail place. So the government doesn't know what you're doing. But with this new central bank digital currency, they will, because they maintain the ledger. So if I buy, you know, Ron DeSantis' new book, or I go to a Donald Trump rally, or whatever it may be, the government, using artificial intelligence and having that information, which they would, are able to profile you. They say, well, this guy kind of looks like a conservative and maybe he's MAGA. And then you've got a target on your back.
Last year, a Canadian...
Right. They're going to, look, bro, they're going to find you people out, man. All of you so-called right-wing Edomites, you so-called, you know, conspiracy theories, they coming for all of y'all. And they're going to shut your account down, especially us Hebrew Israelites. They're gonna shut all our shit down now. We're gonna have access to nothing.
Right.
They're gonna shut down everything, man. But guess what? We are expecting that, because we're leaning on your how by Shema Shah, man, not you fucking crackers for help. We're standing up on your how by Shema Shah, man. As King David said, "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want." Esau, you is not my shepherd, bro. You're not my shepherd, nigga. None of the elect shepherd, okay? Yahweh Shai is our shepherd. He's going to feed us, okay? That's why he warned us in the scriptures to take no thought and worrying about food and clothing and water. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. So we don't need your damn digital system, nigga. Most High God control food. He control water, man. And you better be sure you're going to have it prepared, okay? You know what, nigga? It's already prepared. If you didn't know, we got to just get there. Everything is already prepared for us, man. So you Akim and you sisters out there, you don't have to worry, man. Most like God going to come through on his word, bro. Guaranteed. Here we go.
In court froze millions of dollars raised for truckers blocking roads to protest COVID-19 vaccine mandates. When the Pakistani government was faced with almost non-stop protests last year, it threatened to switch off the bank accounts of the protesters. A digital dollar could not only be switched off, the Fed would be able to force negative interest rates on Americans if it wanted them to spend more, penalize.
Right. They can switch off your money, man. Doesn't that sound familiar, bro? Don't that sound familiar? They can just switch off your money, man. Here we go. Revelation 13 real quick. We got to just bring it out, bro. They can switch off your money, man. Okay? Here we go. Revelation 13, outside of verse 15, it says, he was then permitted to give life to this statue so that it could speak. Then the statue of the beast commanded that anyone refusing to worship it must die. He required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on the right hand or on the forehead. And no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. So once this digital dollar come, man, this MOTB, if Esau say, look, you can't buy this or buy that, then guess what? You won't be able to buy it, because that digital currency is programmable, meaning they can put limits on it, man, to what you can buy out of the grocery store, to whether you can buy a plane ticket, a train ticket, a bus ticket, okay? This is how serious it's going to be, man. I know it sounds far-fetched, but this is the reality that's coming for us all, man. So you better prepare your mind. You should already been preparing your mind, man. As much warning brother has been given out, starting with the apostle and elders, you should have been getting prepared, bro. Because we're in the last minute, man. Okay, this is not a game, man. Here we go.
Savers. Digital cash might also be an easy target for hackers. On the bank-to-bank level, a real-time payment system called FedNow is expected to begin in July. It's not a digital currency, but an upgrade to what some call our antiquated banking system.
FedNow service is an instant payments infrastructure that financial institutions can use to clear and settle payments instantly.
Large bank deposits will be expected to clear much faster than they do now. But
right, and as of right now, you have Cash App, having troubles right now, man. Earlier it was down. I think it's still down, if I'm not mistaken. But I saw Jake on the internet complaining about Cash App, man, and how they couldn't get their money. But guess what? FedNow is the answer to Cash App. It's the answer to Venmo and Zelle, okay? It's way better according to Esau, man. And we've been talking about FedNow service app, man, here on this channel. Videos are up, man, okay? This devil's getting prepared, bro. The FedNow is an app come from the Federal Reserve. Just put 2 and 2 together, man. Here we go.
But when it comes to a digital dollar, Fed Chairman Powell has admitted he's not at all confident that Americans want it. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Well, this ought to send a chill down your spine when you read in the book of Revelation that there'll come a day where you can't buy or sell. The digital currency actually enables that. If they're
right. This is Esau, man. But as the scriptures say, the children of this world and their generations are wiser than the children of light. Jake should know better, man. Guys, so-called in the truth. This should be making sense to you, man. But you just can't get it, okay? But these other people, they can see it. Okay, wow, this digital currency can actually stop me from buying and selling. It can actually control what I fucking do, as in spending wise, okay? But also you're gonna have a digital ID, right? A social credit score. All of this is gonna be presented to you, man, in these sustainable development goals. Go read through them. This is serious, man. Okay, so that's all I want to play on this video, man. Brother, if you got anything or any precepts or whatnot, we can close out, bro.
That's it. Everything's set, man. We're at that point we just gotta watch and see. And it may sound like a broken record, but it ain't that we just send us. We send the same prophecies, but again, there's many things that's gonna lead up to it. That's the point of these, man. But hey, keep watching and keep pushing. We almost out of here, but you got it out.
Yeah, man. So whatever praise your brothers and sisters edified. The brother said, man, keep fighting, keep pushing, keep praying, keep working on yourself. Okay, keep reading the scriptures, man. Very serious times. Okay, very, very serious times. But we have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, so there's nothing to fear. Okay, so they're going to close out by giving our praise and glory once again unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Divine to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.